Oh yeah, I feel like we're going to be listening to Eric and the Chill Tones, right? I think that might have been him today.
Maybe that's where he is.
Right, yeah. That's true. Happy Friday and welcome to your 4 to 5. I'm Chad Silver here with Lauren Coleman and Tim Buckley. And today it's all about Greensboro Urban Ministry.
Right now they're dealing with extreme supply strain amid rising inflation costs. In fact, supply is so low, they said if they don't get any help, they could run out very soon.
At this time last year, the pantry was feeding about 60 families a day. Well, that number has almost doubled. With donations low, demand high, and food prices even higher, Greensboro Urban Ministry needs your help now more than ever.
That's why we're answering the call with an emergency food drive happening right now at the Walmart on Battleground Avenue.
That's right. Our team will be there all afternoon collecting food and money. If you can't make it out, just point your phone's camera at the QR code on the screen. Tanya, it doesn't get much easier than that.
Oh no, we want to make it easy for you to donate. I know the first question most people ask when they're walking into the Walmart, hey, what do you need the most? So I'm going to show you what we need the most. Right now, we're kind of concentrated on the canned meats. We've got lots of veggies and pastas and stuff like that, but the canned meats is what we're going for. And like you mentioned, Chad, we're making it easy for folks to donate, even if they're at home and they're like, heck, I'm not getting out in all of this heat. No problem, because all you got to do is look at that QR code that's at the bottom of the screen. You scan it with your phone. You want to see what your money is buying, or you want to see what you'll be buying when you come to the Walmart? Well, I want to show you the list of most needed items. Of course, we talked about that canned meat and such, but also you want to think about those other proteins, like we're talking about peanut butter, and we're talking about those veggies. We want to make sure our kids have the veggies and the fruits and the pastas and the oatmeals and the same very things that you would want in your own pantry at home to make a good, healthy, consistent meal day to day on your table. That is what we want for folks in our neighborhood. And remember, you can come down here and do that. You can do it on the QR code. And you know what? This is just one day, but they need food all the time. So if it's next week that you donate, hey, that's okay too.
Thank you, Tanya. Hopefully more folks will make it out today. Greensboro Urban Ministry isn't the only pantry experiencing low supply. Inflation is hitting the shelves of other Triad nonprofits too. Second Harvest Food Bank says they've seen an increase of 13.3% of people being served since May. In fact, the numbers have been on a steady incline since January. They think that is largely because of rising food costs.
Tim Buckley, both you and I were out there today out at the Walmart collecting food, and obviously it was very hot, but I feel like the cloud cover helped a little bit.
Yeah, Chad, you know what? It's a little interesting for today. So far, we've seen a little bit of that extra cloud cover in the sky. You can see it right here. The sky is not a deep blue. Instead, it's more of a milky white almost, and that's keeping our temperature down just a couple of degrees from where it would be a little bit otherwise. Current temperature is 88 degrees in High Point. Burlington, you'll notice there's hardly any wind out there. It's pretty still. Temperature is about 89 degrees, and this is that little band of clouds that we've seen set up. So that's good enough to keep us about 2, 3, 4 degrees cooler or so, and that makes a little bit of a difference, some slight relief. It's still a hot day, no doubt, but it's very average for this time of year. Upper 80s, close to 90 degrees right now. So if you like summer weather, you like your Friday. And there is some humidity to go along, as you would expect. Dew points are right around 70 degrees right now. Looking ahead to your forecast as we go through the next couple of days, it's mostly going to be like what we had today, where we have sun and clouds and temperatures that get right up to around 90 degrees. Yesterday, we had that little front that snuck through. It's not going to do much of anything anymore. So for tomorrow, we warm up really fast. I expect we'll be in the mid-90s through the heart of the day. And then by your Sunday, also in the mid-90s. Going for a high of 94 degrees for tomorrow. And then looking ahead to your 7-day forecast, I expect 95 for Sunday. Mid-90s will continue early next week, but the best chance for showers and storms, that would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, really all the way through Thursday and Friday. We'll have to watch the afternoon radar each and every day.
All right, thanks, Tim. This weekend, you don't want to get caught slipping. The heat is on, and experts encourage you to stay safe. Heat is the #1 weather-related killer in the United States. Young children, the elderly, and people with chronic medical conditions are especially at risk. Doctors say knowing when to get out of the sun and start recovery measures such as hydration is key. To keep an eye on the hottest parts of the day, keep our WFMY News 2 app close. There you can follow the forecast and determine the best time to go out. It's a free download. You can find it in the Apple Store or Google Play.
Turning now to the spread of COVID-19, you will notice some differences between last week's COVID spread map and this week. Last week had a lot more green counties, which is the lowest level of spread. They included Guilford, Rockingham, and Randolph. Well, this week there's a lot more orange, the highest level. Guilford, Alamance, Forsyth, Randolph all included this week. The only green county in our area, Caswell, one of just 5 counties statewide with low spread. With COVID cases going up and a new Omicron-specific vaccine expected this fall, some people are wondering whether they should wait for the new booster. Doctors simply say no. If you're eligible to get a booster shot, they say you should do it now. Experts say you're better off protected than at risk.
You'd hate to be waiting on a booster that we don't know when it's coming and then end up with a severe case or in the hospital. And I don't think getting those fairly close together poses any danger.
And if you're looking to get boosted, there's one less place to do so in Guilford County. After more than 2 years of testing and vaccination, StarMed says its clinic at the Four Seasons Town Center will be changing. Starting next month, the clinic will only have COVID testing. StarMed is reducing services because its contract with the state expires July 31st.
Right now, One Triad School District is turning up the heat on teacher recruitment. Alamance Burlington Schools is offering $10,000 bonuses for select new hires. The district has more than 100 open spots to fill. Positions include middle and high school math and science teachers, CTE teachers in middle and high schools, speech pathologists, and more.
Districts across the country are attempting to fill similar positions as fewer people are choosing to enter the profession. And our hope is that these bonuses, coupled with our exceptional teacher support programs we have here at ABSS, will be an extra incentive to attract really the best educators to our school district.
If you or someone you know might be interested in applying, look for this story on our website.
Guilford County Schools is also trying to attract more educators. It's also offering $10,000 sign-on bonuses for new hires. The district's recruiting director says they're focused on teacher and substitute teacher openings.
If you have a degree in 24 semester hours in critical need areas like math, science, exceptional children, ESOL, you can qualify for the $10,000. But we also have a $20,000 bonus that is for anyone at any school in math, science, critical need areas.
Here, the district offered these bonuses. It's important to know there are some requirements, like a 2-year commitment. Smaller payouts are also available for substitute positions. We've got more information on our website.
Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools named the new principal of the district's virtual academy. Dr. Benika Thompson has been with the district for 21 years. The virtual academy serves kinder through 8th grade students. Thompson says she's excited to cultivate this new style of learning.
I wanted an opportunity to, again, work with young people with a flexible learning environment, because I believe that we are moving to a day and time where we have to be flexible with our offerings. And I wanted to be a part of the district's push to grow this program and also to reach young people and families who want that non-traditional setting, but also putting those highly qualified educators in front of those young people to see how they learn.
The academy first launched in the fall of 2020 after the COVID-19 pandemic caused schools to temporarily close. Thompson says thousands of students took advantage of the remote learning option when the program first started. Now she says the academy is expecting less than 500 students in the fall, a number she says is manageable for a rigorous and innovative education.
So personalization of learning, the children have reported that they like the opportunity to just engage with their teachers without the noise of what happens typically during a normal school day. The efficacy of our young people to advocate for themselves academically, because then they have everything in front of them and access to resources that will help them learn. So I'm really proud to hear about how the children have found value.
The application to the virtual academy is open to all students who are eligible to enroll in the Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools in grade K through 8. Homeschool and private school students in Forsyth County who would like to enroll to take advantage of the virtual opportunity are welcome to apply as well. So Guilford County schools recently voted to combine the district's 2 virtual schools into one K-8 school. The Board of Education made the decision in late June. Launched in the fall of 2020 during the early months of the pandemic, the Guilford E-Learning Virtual Academy and the Guilford E-Learning University Prep once served a total of more than 4,000 students. Since then, many of those students have returned to in-person learning, and enrollment has dropped to around 1,200 combined. The district says high school students can still take virtual courses while remaining enrolled at their current school through North Carolina Virtual or Apex Learning Virtual School.
So it's nice that they're still able to offer that program. I know a lot of people feel like they learn better at home. A lot of people still just don't want to be around too many people when it comes to going into classrooms. So it's nice they offer that option.
Nice, it's a flexible option, and Dr. Thompson was saying they're finding that a lot of parents who want to homeschool want to take advantage of this option as well. And I know, speaking through to other people, a former hairdresser of mine said her and her son preferred the virtual learning. His grades actually improved. She said she felt like he had less distraction and was able to get that one-on-one, attention. So I guess it just really depends on the parent and the child and whatever it is that they're looking for. But I think the pandemic has just really shown that virtual, it's here to stay, whether it's with school or work or what have you.
I hope that there is some oversight, however, because during the pandemic when we were in virtual learning, there were a lot of parents and students who said, I just can't learn this way.
Yes.
So I think it's important that if they are going to offer the virtual learning, which they are,
Yes.
they're able to keep tabs on how it's going.
Yes.
So people aren't, losing a year or a few months in that learning process.
Absolutely. So it'll be exciting to see, what happens next. We'll be right back.
Oh, you will certainly need to find a way to keep cool this weekend. The beach, a lake, a pool, even a kiddie pool might do the trick.
And while you're watching this next story, tell us how you plan to keep cool this weekend.
When temperatures shoot this high, splash parks aren't just for kids anymore.
It's too hot. Ice cold water, $1.
Not all over the world, not in the U.S., but in Europe also.
Europeans are sweltering in record heat. few homes have air conditioning, so some of the coolest pubs, known as ice bars, are giving sweat-soaked locals and tourists a place to chill out.
Fabulous! Freezing!
For others, beaches and public fountains are reservoirs for relief.
So hot, but this is good.
In Spain, residents filled buckets and toy guns for the annual Water Fight Festival that couldn't have come at a better time, with the country battling a brutal heat wave. Parts of the Middle East are boiling in record temperatures topping 122 degrees, relying on misting fans to cool off. Back in Europe, those without fans
My wife is my fan.
are finding humor in the heat might just be the best way to cope.
An ice bar. Now that's different.
I mean, I would go to it just to say I could go to it.
Yeah.
You know, do it for the gram. But I mean, I don't want to stay there. I don't like that. I don't like the cold.
You don't like the cold. I don't really like the cold either, but it's a little too hot for me. I'm more of a fall-like person.
Yeah.
So how do you plan to cool off?
I'm just gonna hang out at the pool all weekend long.
Okay, that's what I said I was going to do. I haven't taken advantage of my apartment's pool opening yet, so I said, why not do it this weekend? You know, relax with an adult beverage. You know, everything in moderation.
Right.
But this is a perfect weekend for something like that.
I've got the SPF 30 for the regular
Okay.
stuff, and then the SPF 65 for my nose because it is.
Does it peel?
I look like Rudolph after every weekend, so I got some makeup on there, making it look better today. But.
Are any folks on the chat saying how they plan to spend this weekend?
So Melita says, after mowing grass today, I am staying inside.
Yes.
Curtis says, staying in the house. What else?
And I don't blame them because it is pretty hot. But for those that plan on staying in the house, so I bought that new Bluebell ice cream, the oatmeal cream pie one.
It's about time because you've been talking about that.
I've been talking about it for a week now, and I finally went out and got it yesterday. It is
really
good. And again, this is not an ad. I'm just a fan.
And
but
you didn't bring any in.
I did not bring any in. Unfortunately, I'm sorry.
There's too many people in the newsroom. You can't bring something without having like one of those 1-gallon containers.
I do have a 1-gallon container for myself.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not.
Oh, Curtis says, at this point, I'm praying for at least October.
Yes,
So.
yes. Well, stay cool, guys. Make sure that you stay hydrated. We'll be right back after
And
this
share
break.
ice cream with your friends, especially if you have a 1-gallon container of
Hey,
it.
I didn't say I was going to eat it all in one place. Okay, so before we head to the break, we want to remind you of the Greensboro Urban Ministry Emergency Food Drive happening right now.
This is a live picture. We are outside the Battleground Walmart until 6 p.m. accepting non-perishable foods. If you can't make it out, point your phone's camera at the QR code on the bottom right side of your screen. It'll take you to our website where you can donate. We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back. We're tracking the heat, of course, for you still across the Carolinas and really across the entire country. This is hot weather that we expect in July, and we're seeing right here, right now. This is the radar map. Let me go back and show you the local temperatures, and then we'll kind of zoom out to that national level. We're looking here locally at mid-80s in much of the Triad. PTI is suspiciously low right now, 86 there. It's basically 90 everywhere else. So it's hot locally. We knew that. The beaches, a little bit lower numbers there, but they've been having several thunderstorms today. And on the wide view, look at those hundreds. They're in the middle of the country. So it's some typical July heat across the country at the moment. Not a lot in the way of wet weather. We did have that little storm system that moved through yesterday, of course, that brought some big rain. It was badly needed. The good news is we've pretty much gotten rid of our drought situation. That is not a problem anymore. And that front lingering is still bringing some storms to the coastal counties, but not for us. So I think today that'll be a dry one. Tomorrow as well should be dry. By Sunday, we could start to see a little bit of a shift that maybe gives us one or two pop-up storms. But the main theme is the heat, and it's the humidity. We're just not really seeing too much in the way of storms. Here's your weekend futurecast. Sunshine tomorrow morning, sunshine tomorrow afternoon. Very low storm chance. Maybe just one or two could pop up. Same idea for Sunday, dry for the morning, and the afternoon should be mostly dry. Yes, there is humidity. In fact, today's humidity is a little bit lower than it'll be the rest of the week because it'll start rising tomorrow and it'll stay right there going into next week. Calling for 94 tomorrow, 95 for Sunday. Both days will feel hotter, and we're going to stay right around the 90-degree mark all the way through next week.
There is a good chance you have already started your weekend. You lucky dog, you. Either way, we are celebrating all the good things that happened this past week. WFMY News 2's Megan Malaris tells us something good.
Aretha's oldest daughter got accepted into Elon Law School. She's so proud. Brenda's entire family is heading to Surfside Beach for a week of fun and memory making. Larry's grandson, who has special needs, got to come home after a month in the hospital. Joanne's youngest granddaughter graduated college with honors. Martin visited his baby granddaughter and attended her dedication. Phyllis's grandson cleaned her house. He's only 15 and did a pretty good job. Sharon T celebrated a birthday. She's 70 years young. And Sharon B had an extra special birthday weekend, 21 with 45 years experience.
Ooh, so much good stuff this week.
So much good stuff, giving me so much joy. So what's happening big in your life? What have you
Gosh,
enjoyed?
okay, so I don't know if this is like a tell me something good, but
Okay.
this week I started the initial process of planning my 40th birthday.
Yes, that's huge. That
I
is
know,
something
yeah.
big. That's a
It's-
major milestone.
It's far out, it's in March, but I want to
You're gonna be
like,
grown. You thought you were grown. You're like real grown now.
Exactly. So I don't know what it's going to be yet. I think I'm going to do some tropical destination and invite everybody I know. But so I'm that's where I'm at right now. So I'm also not trying to get into my head about turning 40 and just thinking about the celebration.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I hope to get an invite.
Oh, you will.
Okay.
They won't let you off at the same time I'm off. Though,
Hey, well, never mind.
Right.
But
What about you?
Great news. So I went back to the DC area. I shared that last week, but I went because my roommate from college, her husband was throwing her a surprise birthday party for her 30th birthday, and all of her friends from college, some of her childhood friends were all there. He rented out this bar space, and she was definitely surprised. He
Yeah.
told her they were going to dinner. And then they start walking down these steps, and she's like, "What kind of restaurant is this?" And it was the bar area, and we were all like, "Surprise!"
Wow. So what was
it
her reaction?
I recorded. She was just like, "Oh my God!" Like, hi. She just really wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
And then I was also able to. My parents live up in that area, so I went. I stayed with them for a couple days, and my dad grilled out on the grill. We had some ribs and things like that, so it was a good time.
That's awesome. Tell us something good in the comments. In the meantime, we'll be right back.
And again, before we head to break, we're going to go back out to this live picture of our food drive with the Greensboro Urban Ministry. It's happening right now.
We filled up so
Hey, Tanny.
many boxes today, and there's Tanny Rivera out beating the heat. You can help her beat
Look
the
at
heat.
all that food.
Maybe bring her a popsicle or something while she's out there. I think she would appreciate that. Yes.
Yeah, she said,
You
yeah,
see
bring
the
it
thumbs
on.
up. She'll be there until 6 o'clock. If you can't make it, you can donate by scanning the QR code on the bottom right side of your screen. We'll be right back.
Giving you a mic check. Thank you so much for this. Appreciate that. Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. They forever go together like a classic combination when a dark, delicious cookie meets an icy cold sensation.
know, I hate to call Brad, our director, out, but he's not here today, and and it's been much better music.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something like, there's been less mistakes.
You don't mean to call him out, but you sure did.
I sure did.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that, Brad.
Monday will be interesting.
Michaela, thank you for playing all this fun,
Yeah, I like
different
it.
music. Welcome back to 4 to 5. I'm Chad Silver, and I'm in the doghouse. I'm here with Lauren Coleman and Tim Buckley. Today is all about the Greensboro Urban Ministry.
Because right now they're dealing with extreme supply strain amid rising inflation costs. In fact, supply is so low. They said if they don't get any help, they could run out of food very soon.
We'll explain all the ways that you can help in just a bit. But first, Tim, we got to talk about this hot weekend.
Ooh. Yeah, it sure is going to be hot. You know, it's already hot across the area. We're going to see that continue really all the way into the future. We're going to see this pretty much every day this week. Temperatures in the 90s. That 7-day forecast pretty much has us hot every single day. This is where we are right now, though. So your current temperatures look something like this. Each and every one of our hometowns is having hot weather. We don't need to get too crazy about this because our average high is 89 degrees, so it looks pretty close to that, doesn't it? In fact, PTI right now, those clouds in the sky have kept us a little lower at about 86 degrees. It's also hot everywhere in North and South Carolina. That typical summer heat is here, but this is kind of the best that it'll be all weekend as we go into tomorrow and into Sunday. I think both days will get a little bit worse when it comes to the heat. This is the rain and cloud cover map. Notice there are no big weather systems heading our way, so nothing that's going to kind of give us relief from the sunshine. So instead, we're just going to be cooking and baking and sizzling for tomorrow, for Sunday. So if you don't have a way to cool off outside, it's best to try and stay indoors as much as you can. High pressure and control usually pushes down on us, so that makes it really hard for showers or storms to form. We are just going to stay dry. So Saturday and Sunday both look to be in the same boat from where I'm sitting, and I think both days will be humid as well. Take a look. There are your numbers. We're at 94 for Saturday, 95 on Sunday, and remember, with humidity, feels a little bit worse. It'll be around 100 with that heat index both days. Limit the time outside, drink the water, light color clothing, all those things really do help.
Make sure you drink that water. This weekend, you want to make sure you're prepared. The heat is on and experts encourage you to stay safe. Heat is the #1 weather-related killer in the U.S. Young children, the elderly, and people with chronic medical conditions are especially at risk. Doctors say knowing when to get out of the sun and start recovery measures like hydration is key. To keep an eye on the hottest parts of the day, keep our WFMY News 2 app close. There you can follow the forecast and determine the best time to go out. Remember, it's a free download in the Apple Store and Google Play.
Right now, there is a dire need for food in our area. Greensboro Urban Ministry is dealing with extreme supply strain amid rising costs, so we are trying to do our part to help collect donations.
And Tanya Rivera is live rallying the troops outside on the Walmart on Battleground Avenue. And Tanya, people don't even need to leave their homes to donate.
No, you can donate right where you are. There's the QR code on your screen. Just hover your phone over there. It's going to take you to the donation site. But if you happen to be here like these folks, giving all of these cans of great fruit cocktail and pasta and all kinds of stuff, you can really help in this emergency. And it is an emergency, but it's not impossible when we all get together to do things. I wanted to show you what the pantry looked like not too long ago. We were there at the pantry site just this week, and I got to tell you, it looked like it was pretty bare. Folks from all around Guilford County come to these shelves to shop once a week and to get needed food to put on their table. There's no appointment, no referral needed. You just come get the food that you need. But again, shelves about at a point where they only had 2 weeks worth of stuff left. So maybe you're at a point where you're like, okay, I can donate today. I can't make it down there today. You know what? They need food all the time, right? Because they're constantly giving food out. So the next time you head to the store to get stuff for a food pantry or a food drive, well, Ben Briscoe's digging into what you really need to buy.
It's been so amazing all day long, right at the front door as people walk into the Walmart here. They've been saying, what can I buy? How can I help? Well, here are some of the items that Greensboro Urban Ministry says that they really need the most of right now. They said any kind of dried beans and some rice or grains or pasta, those can really be stretched out and feed a whole family. They're really important donations. Also, Canned fruit, they need the nutritious value of it to give to people. This is a big item for them that they always need. And perhaps the biggest, best way you can help is by buying some canned meat, just like this, tuna or chicken, any kind. They said that that's a really hard thing to come by, and it's a huge help when people donate that. Of course, they say though, the absolute best way to help is by giving a cash donation instead. You can take the same money that you would spend buying the food items and give to Greensboro Urban Ministry, and they can stretch it even further because they've got special deals with the distributors to be able to buy things at a cheaper price. But no matter what you want to give, we just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's pitched in and helped out. This is what I love about living in the Triad, is that when there is a need, we all come together to help our neighbors. So thank you.
We sure do, and thank you so much for helping out. Greensboro Urban Ministry isn't the only pantry experiencing low supply. Inflation is hitting the shelves of other Triad nonprofits as well. Second Harvest Food Bank says they've seen an increase of 13.3% of people being served since May. In fact, the numbers have been on a steady incline since January. They think that is largely because of rising food costs.
All right, time now to get to your 4 to 5 roundup. First up today, family and friends will say goodbye to a Greensboro firefighter who died in a car crash earlier this month. Rick Murrow's funeral is next Sunday at Reedsville Christian Church. He'll also receive military honors for his service in the Army. His adult children wrote and released a heartfelt obituary remembering their father, who they say was a hero to them and everyone he met. Murrow died when investigators say a teen driver in another car crashed into his car in Brown Summit. His wife is now in stable condition. 2 other people died in the crash. Meantime, 22 men and women took their first steps in a career as a firefighter. The Greensboro Fire Department recruits officially graduated today.
It was definitely nerve-wracking, to say the least. I knew absolutely nothing about the fire department, so coming in and being fresh with it was absolutely insane to me, and struggling to study and work out every day is definitely something that's taught me true core values.
The group is made of military veterans, college graduates, and others with previous firefighting experience. They're each assigned to various fire stations in the city. After 6 months, they'll return to the academy before landing a spot with the department.
Tonight's the night. The Mega Millions drawing is $660 million. It's the nation's 9th largest jackpot ever. No one has won since April, dwindling to $1 in $302.5 million. But hey, someone has to win, and it could be you if you play. Tell us how you'd spend the money if you win, while we watch this next story.
Good luck. A steady stream of New Yorkers bought Mega Millions tickets Friday, hoping to become mega rich.
You have to be in it to win, and this is the one.
They say you can't win because we don't play.
The jackpot has soared to an estimated $660 million. That's because as long as there's no winner, the pot keeps growing, and there hasn't been a winner in 3 months.
Everybody like mega, mega, mega.
This clerk says he's been busy selling thousands of tickets.
$660 million. A lot of money. And a lot of people buy there,
This is the 9th largest lottery jackpot in U.S. history and the Mega Millions' 3rd largest.
45 states and Washington, D.C. participate.
Do you have any idea on the first thing you would do if you were to win?
I would sit down and think first and have some advice from the financial advisors.
But the odds of winning are beyond small, 1 in more than 302 million.
Don't do it. Yeah, 1 in 300 million, you've got a better chance of probably being struck by lightning.
In fact, you're much more likely to be struck by lightning. Those odds are 1 in about 15,000. Still, many can't resist the chance to get rich quick.
All right, Chad, we're just going to start with you because I already know what you're going to say.
Michaela, give me the camera here. You are not going to win. Spend your money, but don't spend it all, because you will not be getting it back, because you will not be winning the jackpot.
Oh. All right, now.
I'm sorry.
Now put the camera on me.
Okay, yeah, put the other.
Put the camera on me. You can do anything that you put your mind to, and like the guy said in the package,
not win the lottery.
You can't win if you don't play.
Wow.
So unlike Chad, I might play, and if I win, he's not going to get any of my winnings because he told me that I have no chance of winning.
And that's my 2 cents.
Yes.
Now my turn. You have a pretty good chance of getting struck by lightning, y'all. So when there's a thunderstorm, come inside, because that scared me.
That was pretty high.
That's actually
I mean,
really
that's
good
a really
chance.
high
That's
chance.
really the only thing that was valuable from that story was that you can 1 in 15,000. I mean, that's. But you know what? I think the gentleman who spoke there, he was like, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't play, but.
I think the whole point of it is I've only played twice ever actually, and it's just the high that you're on. Like, what if I did win?
I totally get it.
What you know, that would just be amazing to wake up and just be like, wow, I'm actually a millionaire or a billionaire, and there is a chance, a 1 in 302.5 million chance.
If you're buying
win.
a ticket for entertainment, it's totally fine.
Absolutely,
it's entertainment. It's not an investment. It's not a good
If you're
idea.
missing your rent at the top of the month because you're trying to buy so many tickets, then it's not a good investment.
Right.
Boy, but all that you can buy with that money, though.
And you know what? Years ago, before the pandemic, we in the newsroom in the building, we used to have where you pool all you want to give $2. Yep. And I do that. I mean, it's great. It's fun because it's just fun. It's something fun that's to do. But once it crosses over into like, I better win.
I know.
I'm not gonna get this money back.
I like the scratch offs, like at Christmas time. Sometimes
you can win like $5,
we get them in our stockings,
$20.
And you just all scratch them off together. Everyone has a quarter, and like, oh, I got $20. That's great.
Some bubble gum.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well,
good luck.
You won't win, but buy a ticket anyway.
Hey, don't listen to this guy.
We'll be right
Struck
back.
by lightning.
All right. Okay, guess mic check is the same mic, but I'm going to have Tyra tell me what she had for lunch today. Tell me.
Oh, crackers, peanut butter crackers.
Okay, did you hear her? Okay.
It is a big day in Greensboro, and we are helping our neighbors in need.
That's right. WFMY News 2 and Greensboro Urban Ministry are teaming up for an emergency food drive, and Tanya Rivera is there. What's happening?
All right, so people are coming to drop stuff off, which is great. We know that the Triad is generous, and we are so very thankful for that. If you're at home and you're thinking to yourself, I wish I could get down there and I wish I could help, I just can't get down there. Hey, you know what? We're not going to leave you out. We're going to make it easy for you. Right there at the bottom of the screen is that QR code. You just hover your phone over that, you open up your camera, you put it on the QR code, and it's going to take you right to the donation site. I want to show you what the pantry looked like this week when we went to get video of it. Greensboro Urban Ministry kind of sounded the warning and said, we are in some dire need. And you do see some food on the shelves and in the freezers, but I got to tell you, it's nothing like what you normally see there. In fact, Tyra Clymer from Greensboro Urban Ministry is joining me now. So normally, what would we see in the pantry? Like how many pounds of food?
Typically this time of the year we would have about 175,000 pounds of food, but now we're down to 20,000. We're seeing so many new families. We're seeing more children come in with their families for food. And so right now we really need a lot of help.
Okay, so that's a deficit of 150,000 pounds of food.
Yes.
People have been very generous here. For those folks that say, okay, once you have a food drive, you're going to be good for a little while, you say?
Continue to bring it in. We're located on Gate City Boulevard. We need a lot of help. You can make donations online. You can contact us at the Greensboro Urban Ministry, but just please keep helping us.
Yeah, because that food, it doesn't stay, right? You have to give it out to the families. So families get to come once a week and shop for what they need. If there are families at home that are like, I'm feeling the squeeze, I need some help, what's going to happen when they come see you?
All they have to do is present their ID. It's a very easy process. We don't ask any questions. Just come in, say I need food, and you got it.
All right, and so the only stipulation is that you need a photo ID and you need to live in Guilford County.
Yes.
And then you can leave with a bag of food that will provide you healthy meals.
Absolutely, and we give food based on the number of people in your household. If it's your first time coming, you may have to fill out a little paperwork, but otherwise it's a very easy process.
All right, so we want to make sure that you know how to give the help and how to get the help. And right there, that QR code is your donation to give the help.
Yep. Let's check it. Much better. No two Tims, one Tim. Welcome back. Hey, if you're staying right here at home in the Triad, we know it's going to be a hot weekend. A lot of people, though, might be hitting the road. Maybe you're going on a week to the coast. If you haven't been there yet this summer, I think this will be a fine time to get down to many of the beaches. Myrtle looking like a very muggy, but typical summertime forecast. You could catch one of those sea breeze thunderstorms either of our weekend days. Same story at any of the Wilmington beaches from Wrightsville to Carolina, Curie, or Brunswick County. Same idea up at the Crystal Coast, mid 80s for sure, and that would go for the Outer Banks as well. Check up on the water temperature. That's at Wrightsville Beach, 82 degrees. So it's very cozy right now. Boone in the high elevations, even there this weekend, it'll be in the 80s. So not much of an escape from the humidity and the heat. Even in the highest mountains, Asheville could touch the 90-degree mark, which only happens a couple days this year. So bottom line, these are some of the hottest days that we've seen so far this summer. And right here at home, I expect that we'll be in the mid 90s for Saturday, for Sunday, and that's hotter than we've been all week long. One thing to keep in mind, oh boy, this is about as bad as it gets as far as mosquito season. Light winds, some recent rainfall, lots of heat, lots of humidity. We're in tough shape. So plan on a lot of bugs to be with you if you're cooking out this weekend. 7-day forecast, no relief in sight. 90s through next week.
If you're planning to catch a movie in air conditioning this weekend, not a bad idea. Don't miss this. Photojournalist Manning Franks analyzes a heartfelt film starring a father and a daughter.
Now, if you're a fan of the tearjerkers and you're looking for something new to check out this weekend, this might be the movie for you.
When you go on a road trip with a friend, you have a pre-planned route that you take via a map or GPS. The trip is amazing and the two of you are having the time of your lives. However, right on the last stretch of the trip, your friend abruptly misses the exit, takes a long detour, and ultimately crashes the car in a nearby ditch. You wonder, why on earth would they do something like that? Well, that's the personification of watching the film Don't Make Me Go, an Amazon film that is well-intentioned but loses its bite by the time the credits roll.
We've never taken a real road trip together.
No way. It's the rest of summer.
We're going.
I will be miserable the entire time.
I will teach you to drive on the way. If you have a good attitude for real, I'll let you get behind the wheel.
If you promise to never do that again, ever.
Single father Max, played by John Cho, has taken care of his daughter Wally, played by newcomer Mia Isaac, since she was born. Years later, when Max discovers he has a terminal disease, he decides to take Wally on a cross-country road trip to his 20th college reunion, where he secretly hopes to reunite her with her mother. Along the way, the father-daughter duo experience all the things in life that the two of them may not get to share together in the future. Upon initial absorption of the film, that core relationship between Max and Wally is arguably the most genuine and real father-daughter relationship that I have seen in a film in quite some time. The charismatic dynamic between actors Cho and Isaac is disarmingly sweet and tender.
Do we have a deal? If you have a good attitude for real. Come on. Deal.
You can't help but fall in love with these characters through the ups and downs of their narrative. Conversely, the story relies on such a simple plot that you have an expectation of where things will go. Without spoiling anything, you don't. While I appreciate the subversion of expectation, the good grace in the film is erroneously destroyed with a third act that feels just like the metaphor I used earlier about the car crash. The journey up until that instance was poignant, and the dynamic of the two leads really sell this adventure. But the abrupt destination downed the entire film for me. Don't Make Me Go has its heart in the right place. It is easily one of the best father-daughter relationship dramas this year. But it fails to stick the landing, and it will undoubtedly leave a sour taste in the mouth of the audience. With that, I'm going to timidly give Don't Make Me Go a for you to decide. You can stream this film only on Amazon Prime.
1, 2, 3, microphone check. It's the Queen of C on the mic.
Stingrays and tigers and bears, oh my. 1, 2, 3.
Mic check one. Ooh, oh gosh, I got my IFB turned up way too loud.
Listen,
Mic check.
I can't make you less shiny.
Can you hear me?
Take it up. I need to look.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4. Taking this photo. Neither of them are gonna like. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Am I doing anything live right at the top, or is it just my hit?
Just a pick, and then it's your hit.
Just a pick. Okay.
Yeah, your hit is 509.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
It's time for My 2 Cents, and today we're talking about something that if you're a sports fan and you're a native North Carolinian, it is in our blood. The ACC, the conference that was started decades ago in a cigar smoke-filled room in Sedgefield Country Club. It's a part of our blood if you grew up in this part of the woods. Whether you're a Carolina State, Wake, Duke fan, or any of the other schools, especially the original schools, it's a part of our life, it's a part of our childhood. And it's part of our bragging rights with our friends. Well, in case you're not aware of what's going on, there is a chance the conference could go away. It could collapse. Probably not, maybe not, we don't know. But that possibility exists, and it breaks my heart to hear this. It's all about money. TV contracts are big bucks. ESPN owns the ACC network. They pay our schools, all of our ACC schools, a certain amount of money. Well, we signed a contract that was a 20-year contract starting in 2016. We're locked in till 2036 on those numbers. Well, now the SEC and the Big Ten had shorter contracts with their TV deals, and now they're up and they're pulling all these other schools in. Well, guess what? Now they're paying their schools, in some cases, $100 million per school. Don't think the ACC schools aren't going, wait a minute, hey, we want that kind of money. But the TV deal's locked in. Could they leave the ACC and go to the SEC? There's been talk of that. There's been talk that Carolina and Clemson are already talking to the SEC. There is that possibility, but you can't do it with one or two schools. The legal documents, don't ask me about all those details, but it has to be a huge block of schools. But what if all the schools get together and say, we don't care, we want that money, we're out? The ACC collapses. So there are lots of other factors, Notre Dame playing into this, and TV contracts and this, that, and the other. But that possibility exists. And I heard the commissioner speak yesterday or the other day recently, and he says he still believes in the older system. And what I have to say is, I believe in that too. But when the train is leaving, you have to get on or get off. And if you don't get on this one, I'm afraid it could ruin the ACC. So my heart is with the ACC, and all of you that care, pay close attention. Let's hope we don't lose the conference that started right here in the Triad, and that is an integral part of most of our lives. And that's just my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
We are on top of major